Alright, there's Jaywolfzero and welcome to FRACKit Wolf vs. Episode 3 with...
AJ, how's it going?
Yep, and as you know, this is now the comic book discussion show, as all other attempts at shows failed miserably.
Yes, because I wasn't there.
Yeah, very true.
Well, we'll see.
This man knows quite a bit about comics.
No, I don't. No.
He doesn't think he does, but he actually does. Alright, I've already done one of these today with Rehan Twennet, so we're going to try and go for the half an hour, 40-minute mark and see if he's got anything in that
Half
head
an
of
hour?
his. Yes, half an hour.
Oh, man. Right, okay.
He used to talking bollocks.
No, I'm not.
Alright, we'll just start then. Tell me your base knowledge of comics. What you're interested in as well. I know you got your likes.
Well, my interest, obviously, X-Men. I think the main one is. I've not read many comics, it's just the Wolverine and Gambit one that I read. The Wolverine Origins. You introduced me to them a few years ago. So
You, it's 10.
Is it 10?
Yeah, we were 12.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
2003.
Wow. But yeah, they were really cool. But I think the fact I like comics is just because you learn so much about the story and the background, the characters that you don't see in the films and everyone else knows. So.
It's a lot more fan friendly.
Yeah. There's a lot more gruesome as well.
Yeah, that was one thing. I was going to bring you Sex and Violence. Couldn't find it. I'll get it to you. That's a cracking one. Now, with comics, you have your starting point, so your jumping off point is X-Men and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Alright, you read Origins, and I've recently given you
I think I've read all Origins, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so, but I've recently given him as a present the entire run of Origins.
Yes.
Which is a fucking great story. And for those people who cry about Wolverine getting an origin, it took the mystery out of him. Fuck off.
Made him better.
Made him a lot better. Because then he couldn't be, who am I? Where do I come from? For the next 20 years, like he was for 30 years prior to that.
He's still a badass, and he always will be a badass.
Yep. Bone claws or not.
Yeah.
Anyways, your history in comics. You've watched some of the cartoons, I know?
Yeah, I watched some of the X-Men ones.
Yeah, I
With
know.
you, I think.
I've shown you the original series, the Taz.
Yeah, I think it's in that.
And Evolution, I've shown you bits of that.
Yeah, that's one with Nightcrawler and his watch, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
He knows he likes his Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Nightcrawler's the best.
And let's go on to something you might have a bit more knowledge in before we dive into the comics. The films.
Oh yeah, the films, obviously.
Films is fucking easy to do.
I love the films, but I don't
Which
know.
ones?
All of them, to be honest. Obviously, I like the Nightcrawler one, but
X2.
yeah, I didn't like the way they portrayed him.
The design.
The design and his character, because I don't think he just suited it. So, and they didn't give him enough leeway. He didn't have enough screen time. He was more like I know he's quite weenie in the comics.
He isn't. He's one of the main cats.
Well, he's in the cartoons. In Evolution, he was.
In Evolution, he was one of the main characters, and
But he was quite like shy and stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah, in Evolution, there's a lot different to how he is in the comics, because that one I lent you ages ago, and you didn't read the Marvel Masterworks, had the first appearance of Nightcrawler.
Right.
And in that, he's a main member of the team, and he's developed quite extensively in it.
Right, yeah.
While in the film, it's just like, let's have Nightcrawler in it, let's have a blue one.
Yeah, I would love to learn more about him. Like the whole Azazel and Magneto and Mystique story crap.
Yeah. Well, the comics are a lot different to... Azazel wasn't his father. I can say that right now. That's made for the
But
film.
how? Because...
Magneto was
Yeah,
his
but
father.
how did he get the teleporting and the demon looks and stuff? I don't get it.
Alright, mutations are that they mutate. If you and your lovely girlfriend have a child and you were mutants,
Yeah.
they would not have your powers.
Yeah, but
If
don't
you're
like...
a certain level mutant, obviously you got to understand the tiers. You know an Omega, Jean Grey,
Yeah.
Iceman, Professor X,
Yeah.
Magneto. And then you have all the subsequent levels. Lower level mutants can pass the powers on, but Nightcrawler, teleportation, and that's not a common power. It is in the DC universe, not the Marvel universe.
Right, it is in the films as well, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone loves teleporting.
But Cyclops' kid had... Was it his kid?
No, Cyclops was Oh, Cable. No,
Yeah.
Cable didn't have his powers.
No, it's Havoc, isn't it?
Havoc, that was his brother.
Right, that's the one, yeah.
Brothers. Yeah, they can pass it on, but very rarely, because you two could have a kid, and then boom, it could have completely different powers to what you had. Wolverine and Storm could have a kid, it could have Cyclops power. It's random, it's a mutation.
Right, okay, I see.
That's how it works. But the reason he looks so deformed is Magneto experimented on him. He would always have been a teleporter, but Magneto tested him and fucked him up when he was a child, when he was born, and that's why he came out blue, that's why he was all like that.
So the blue's not from Mystique being blue?
I think it's from the gene from her, yeah.
Right, okay.
But I'm talking about the more demonic appearance.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Right,
Because Magneto fucked him up.
So it's actually proven that Magneto's his dad.
I'm not too sure. In Evolution, it is.
Is it stated in the comics somewhere that he is his dad, or is it just
I'll
hinted?
look it up for you.
Because I've tried looking online and no one has said definitely who it is. It's just like
Yeah, well,
they
I'll
think
have to
it's
look it up for you. It is hinted that it is, but we'll see.
Right.
It's one of them things. It could have been reconned or it could be true. But yeah, that's one of the major origins was Magneto fucked him up.
Lovely.
We all know Mystique was his mum, but Azrael was a character made for the film.
Made for the.
Yeah.
I thought no. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause I looked him up a lot after the films, and he seemed quite a good character.
He probably is. A lot of films have they'll make characters, or he might have even been a fourth tier character that they just plucked out.
Right.
But in my history of the X-Men, I'd never seen him before.
At all.
That's all. That's why I think he was made for the films, because I'd never seen him. You know how much I've read. He's
Right.
never appeared. At least in the stuff I've read. So he could have been like a fourth tier character I've never seen.
Yeah, because I think Azazel in that film is what Nightcrawler should have been in X2. That's what I think he should
The
have
more
been.
badass Nightcrawler.
Yeah, that a true assassin kind of one.
That was definitely Age of Apocalypse. You've got to read, then you'll love that one.
Yeah.
That's where he was all evil. Alright, we've got films. Let's talk about this year. Last year, we had The Avengers, The Dark Knight, Spider-Man.
Oh, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was my favourite, Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Even though Avengers had all the cast and all these like awesome heroes, I know the Spider-Man film just seemed just really good. I like the way they went back, rebooted it from the comics.
Yeah.
So it was not like bullshit web out of his hand, it's all like cartridges, it's all realistic.
Yeah, I like the way they thought that up until the bit where he wasn't wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
I'm only fucking messing. It was a good film. It really was.
Avengers was really good. It was more comical.
Avengers was like that. It was just an action film.
Yeah,
it was really fucking.
It was
good.
like how many top scars can we fit on the screen and how much shit can we blow up? Yeah, and it worked well.
And it was a lot better than The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, I didn't like that film at all.
I enjoyed it, but it was.
It was okay at times.
It was better than The Dark Knight, I think. I prefer it to The Dark Knight, but I'm not too sure about it. It was an alright film.
There's a point where Joey finally gets out of that hole.
Yeah.
Then, like 10 minutes later, he's in fucking Gotham.
Yeah.
But we're in like another country like 10 minutes
Don't
ago.
bother with plot holes, man. You're watching a guy dressed up as a bat. You really think that's going to bother you?
True.
Yeah, there's loads of plot holes in it. Fucking tons. But with it, I've always been like that with his films. You're watching a fucking superhero film at the end of the day.
Yeah, I know.
You can't have it hyper realistic. I was talking about this before. Alright, we've got a nuclear bomb. It's going to explode over Gotham. I'll drag it 4 miles out to sea. Radioactive waste.
Exactly.
Fucking half the city going off. It's never touched. So, you shouldn't have to be so, we're going to be really realistic. Being realistic's cool, but fuck off, it's Batman at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I want to see him swinging from a fucking roof and shagging Wonder Woman.
I want to see old Batman kicking ass.
Michael Keaton. I want Michael Keaton back.
Really good. That's good.
Well, yeah. Anyways, I've given you quite a few comics. First, I know you've read Wolverine Origins, which is the definitive, and hasn't changed since we fucking read it. That's his origin.
Is that all it is? Just 5
issues.
5 issues.
On the original run, it probably was about 6-issue limited series, but with these, they condensed them all down. So there's about 5 or so.
Did it change to Deadpool or something?
Yeah,
Right,
these are. I'll explain that to you in chapter 1.
The Wolverine Gambit.
Yep, just let me have a route through. I should be picture somewhere.
Where are we up to? Up to 9 minutes.
Oh well. Anyways,
That's pretty good.
I don't know how many there are, but I'll give you a little hint on these. These are collectors. These are for fucking England. They're released simply for England for newsagents. Their value is, well, these ones are worth quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but they're worth more than the cover value is now. But most of them
4 figures.
These, no. No, but it's because of compilations.
Right, okay.
They're a year old, so they're a year behind. So when these were released,
Yep.
they were always Yanks were a year ahead of us. But these collected all the stories in one, so you didn't have to get 6 titles at once. So they're reprinting. But these ones are pretty good because it is the first fucking origin in the UK. It's the very first one.
I love how gruesome they are. Because
Yeah.
like, you can see how dark they are, but like, and then the other stories in the
The
book
black
are so
paper
colourful.
makes it look a lot better as well.
Yeah, it's really good.
The art style is it Simon? Is it Simon? Who is it?
I don't know.
Coscinelli or something.
It's Marvel.
Yeah, the art's by Marvel. It's by first Origin. Where's Origin 1?
I read it. Sorry.
Origin 1. The art is by Paul Jenkins. That's it. Script by Paul Jenkins, art by Andy Kubert. And he did Wolverine the End as well, which I know you've read.
Have I?
Yeah. Don't you remember? Old Man Logan. Silver hair.
I can kind of remember.
Yeah.
And where's arthritis? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can't get his claws back in. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did the art on that, and his art is fucking beautiful.
Sweet. What else?
Alright, we've got the Wolverine 1000. Pull that one out.
Yeah, this thing.
This is... I don't know how this came about, because it says it's 1000, but there's obviously not been 1000 issues of Wolverine. I think they might have
Thousands
taken...
appearance, maybe?
That's what I was just about to say,
Okay.
thousands appearance. And the reason I got you this is because I've had this for years, and I want to get you one for one specific reason. There's a cracking little random story in the middle of it that's nothing like a Wolverine story you'll ever read. This one. The art style is very...
Is it Wolverine? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
The art style is very modern and kind of manga-esque, but it's a great little story. It's just like a fucking 10-page filler, but it's a really good little story. And that's one of the main reasons. And you've got all the gruesome Nazi stuff.
Yeah, the art style's pretty
it.
cool and that.
And it's just really a taste of different Wolverine stories. That's why I like that one. That's why I give you that one. It's absolutely fucking beautiful.
Should be a fun read.
Yeah. And then, throws the
This
Ultimates. Alright. This one, I think you'll like. We'll throw that one over. That's just for you, for your collection. Alright. The Ultimates. I gave this to Kieran first time. That was his first one I went in.
His first read.
Yeah, this, you've got to remember, isn't in continuity. This isn't part of the Marvel Universe, it's part of the Ultimates Universe.
Right, okay.
In which every character is different. You think you know Captain America, you fucking don't. Thor, you don't. Iron Man, you don't. They're all Tony Stark and all that, but the personality traits are different.
Right, okay.
Like, take Ultimate X-Men for one. In the 3rd issue, Wolverine shags Jean. Something he'd never done in 50 years continuity. The characters are different, they're not the same. And this, his first book he Kieran, he fucking loved it because it is dark as fuck. It is a very dark book. But the best thing about it is, the artwork, it's fucking great. Let me just get some.
It looks quite similar to the Origins one.
This is the first artwork ever done on a computer in comics.
Really?
Yeah. And as you'll see, this was released in 2000, 5 years before he even appeared as him. He's just looking at a picture of Samuel Jackson.
Way.
He lent his likeness to it.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And like I said, all the characters you know, you don't know them. You probably might know him a bit because he is based off the fucking character.
I don't even know him a bit.
But yeah, that's Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And it's a story of the Avengers in this universe coming together. In this universe, it's darker. Characters dies in this universe are dead. Never come back.
So if I read that and then I read another comic, they're not linked.
Yeah. So this is a real good jumping off point, is because you can read this. Obviously, the morals of the characters are still there. Like, Iron Man is still Iron Man, but it's the traits that are different. Like, Iron Man isn't a recovering alcoholic in this. He doesn't have the 50 years of continuity behind him. This is a brand new Iron Man.
Right.
This is still Tony Stark, but it's kind of hard to explain. But it's a good jumping off point, because you go through this and you're like, fucking hell, I like this. Maybe I want to get the next Ultimates. Or maybe you want to go into the Avengers.
What are the more big books like that?
Yeah, plenty. I actually want to get the second one of this. I haven't got it yet. This has one of the best endings. Don't read it before it. It's got one of the best endings in comics. It's one of the best cliffhangers. But that's the whole point of it with the Ultimates. It's a real good jumping off point because it introduces you to the wider Marvel universe. And then you can go, ooh, I like Captain America, I'll look at him in the Ultimates. Or I'll go into the normal universe. And once Kieran's done with it, I'm going to give you my PSP. Go. And then I'm going to lend it you. That has hundreds of comics on it.
Oh, God.
Just the way you like them. They're really fast. You know, it's a digital comics.
Yeah.
You just press left and it jumps to each speech bubble. You can
I
read
can probably
them
get some
really
on
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About that.
They're really, really good. Because all I'm doing now is I'm getting you into it, and then it's your fucking choice. You want to do it, you do it. Yeah. I want you coming to me with stuff, because that's the thing with all these conversations. Only Rihanna's come back at me with stuff, and Kieran does a little bit. But I want you to really throw shit back at me. Everyone who I've said this to, who I'm getting in the comics right now, I want people to say, fucking read this. I want to get people talking to me about it instead of me.
Yeah, but you've read a lot of stuff, though.
I've read a shit ton of stuff, but you know how many comics there are in this world?
Yeah, true.
You know how many characters I don't know about?
That is true.
I know Rehan was saying before about I have extensive knowledge of Marvel, and he was impressed with my knowledge of DC, but I still don't know fucking everything. There's still going to be things I really don't know about. Like, when we get that PSP, it's got all the major events of the last 5 years on it. Civil War, House of M, and Old Man Logan, which is a really good read.
Cool.
And all of them you'll fucking love. And they're all easy, because it literally is press left, and it does it for you. And you can listen to music while you're doing it on the PSP.
That's cool.
It's a beautiful thing. There's a lot, and there's a varied selection. There's a few Batman. Actually, we're going to get into Batman.
Nah,
Quick warning.
I don't know.
90% of it's shit.
Why?
Because it is. When shit becomes... No, listen, there's a true point. When shit becomes great, people take notice. Like, in the 70s, Batman was terrible. And then, The Dark Knight Returns came out, which is a fucking fantastic book, I'm not going to lie. But when you go from being shit to amazing, people are like, fucking hell, that's brilliant. They hold it up.
It's just downhill from there.
No.
No?
But when you take the X-Men, who is always good, they very rarely drop the ball on any storylines, it's always good. When that goes to amazing, it's not that much of a jump. So they don't get held up as much as these other books. There's plenty of X-Men books and plenty of Marvel books that are 10 times better than the DC Legendary books. It's just because Marvel's always been quite good. There are a few heroes I fucking hate, obviously, as you know. But it's because it's so good. And when you do that jump, it's not as good as going from terrible Batman of the 70s to the Dark fucking Knight.
Yeah,
and the Killing Joke and all these great ones. But Batman's pretty shit, Superman's shit, Wonder Woman's shit. I only read very selected books. That's why I'm very happy you gave me that fucking tome. Because that's not going to be used for me going, ooh, I want to get into that character. It's going to be used for me finding, that's a book that's worth money. Let's go out and get it.
Right, yeah. Good idea, that.
Yeah, that's why, because I thought it was like, oh, it's going to tell me the history of our characters. Now about that, it's where they appeared, the dates, how much they're worth. Fucking brilliant.
So you know exactly what to get.
Exactly what we need from DC, anyway.
Really
I also got a lot of Marvel figures in my head, as you know.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Alright, so, we've gone through all that. Is there any characters that you might want to get into? Say from films, if you want to get into Iron Man, stuff like that. Is there any thought of? And I can shoot it down right now if they're terrible.
Oh, fuck, no, I shouldn't say this one. Green Arrow.
There's a great Green Arrow and Green Lantern story.
It's not just like a standard one where it's just him on his own,
yeah,
growing up, becoming...
You've got to be careful. Again, that's why I like to start off in Marvel. Because... Oh, fuck, yeah, there is one. Kevin Smith's Arrow.
Oh, yeah.
Start with that. I haven't read it yet, but if you want to get into it, start with that. Because I think it's Green Arrow Reborn. He brings back Ollie Queen.
Does he reboot it, or did he just...
He brings back, he was dead.
Right, okay.
At the time when he did it, he brings him back. So that would be a good place to start, actually, if you want to get into him. Right. But there's a great one from I think it is from the 70s, with Green Lantern. I can't remember what it's called. But it culminates in them ripping off a Stan Lee storyline from a few months back. Green Arrow's Ward is a junkie. And one of the front covers is his fucking Ward, Speeder, just about to inject himself with heroin. It's a great story. Yeah. It's a great little book.
Speedy's his son, isn't it?
He's Ward.
Because on that thing we watched, that is his son, and then there's also it's a companion, and then it's a guy as well, and then there's a girl version. I've seen.
It's fucking DC. It's
DC,
man. Oh,
DC
God.
Multiverse shit going on.
I've said it a million times.
You warned me about that.
That's the one why I want you to start off in Marvel. It's quite, even with 30 years continuity, the Wolverine you're reading there is the Wolverine you'd read if you read one 30 years ago.
Right, okay,
it's the same. It might change a bit, but it's the same character. You can still.
If I don't want to fuck my head up, go for Marvel for now.
Yeah, and I'll help you with DC, because the thing I do with DC is I go for more multiverse things. I don't go for the standard continuity because I never know where it is. Right. Like if I want to read something like The Dark Knight, that's in its own universe. There's only 4 books of it. It's really easy to read. If I want to read The Killing Joke, that's in continuity, but it's a standalone book. You can read it. I'm gonna try and buy The Crisis, because they try and explain the multiverse, and I'd like to have an attempt at seeing if I can fucking get my head around it.
Yeah, other heroes. Yeah, Nightcrawler. Is there some of him?
I know there's a limited series. I'm not sure if it's the difference between limited and ongoing.
No.
Limited is 4 issues, usually, like 4 or 5 issues.
Was that like this? The origin thing.
Yeah, exactly. Not in this format, but in the original format it would have been a limited series of a few issues. Then you have the ongoing where they keep it going. It's a monthly title then. But I'm not sure if you had that. You'll have to check that out.
Does each hero have an origin like that, like the Wolverine one?
Usually it's in the first book and it gets retold over and over and over again.
Oh god, I see.
But it depends. Wolverine's has only ever been told once.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler, I can't really... Like I said, there's bits and pieces of Nightcrawler. I'm not sure if he has a set in stone origin, to be honest. I know the Magneto one, and I know he was fucked about with, but all we know he was a travelling fucking dude in the travelling circus. He was in the travelling circus. That's the basis of it.
Another guy, Professor X, because I want to see how fucking strong he is. Like the films, he just fucking sits there.
Oh, I did bring it.
Because
There is. Pass me that. Let me just see if it is. It might not be. It's issue 19. I think it might be a bit far in. We've got Astonishing X-Men 19. I think it might be a bit far in. But there's a beautiful picture which shows. No, they're on the planet there. But I will show you it. It's the Danger Room. You know, because it keeps getting upgraded with different technology. It becomes self-aware. A really cool little free comic mini arc. It becomes self-aware and tries killing the X-Men because that's what it's made for.
Yeah.
And then it turns itself into this machine, fucks the X-Men up, and there's this beautiful scene. They're in Genosha, which is completely fucking desolate. All the X-Men have been taken out, and Danger's there. I defeated the X-Men. And Xavier says the best line he ever says. He just literally wheels on his chair and goes, "You fought my X-Men 100 million times, but you never once fought me." And that's the setup for the fight between them.
Oh no.
He is powerful.
Yeah, because like in the film you see Jean like destroy him.
But you got to remember, he's physically weak. It's not.
Yeah,
it's his mental prowess.
But he also like, the fact that he sealed the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Must mean he's fucking stronger than it.
The
Because
strongest.
the only reason he died, I think, is because he didn't want to defend himself, did he?
Yeah, he didn't want to hurt her.
So
He couldn't kill Jean. He wasn't going to. But the comics done a really cool thing with Professor X, which I can show you once you get through all these, and I'll give you more and more. Is that he's been tampering with people's memories. It's a great way of going back and revisiting little sections and making you look at them. Like one of the first issues I read was called "From the Ashes of the Shattering," and the team breaks up, and it's Wolverine, Jean, and Cyclops, and they bring a whole new team in. And the issue before that, all the X-Men are there, literally fucking all of them, Gambit, Rogue, everyone. And Professor Xavier does a trick on them to make them fight their worst enemies in the mines, and that's what leads them astray. And this new series, X-Men Legacy, which was released a few years ago, shows what he was actually doing there. He's a dirty bastard. He manipulates people's memories to make them think that happened. And there's a great point in one of the books where he looks to the reader and goes, "I've manipulated your memories too. Because you look back and thought this happened when this really happened." It's a fucking great story.
sounds good. That
He's a bastard.
he's also got. He's got that. Is it Onslaught? He's got.
Onslaught, yeah.
Not like his Phoenix form. He's that kind of thing.
It's his overdrive. It's Xavier with Magneto's principles, basically. That's the basis. I can put it down. It's if Xavier went over to the bad side, because Xavier's the strongest mutant on the planet. He always will be.
Does he walk as Onslaught?
I don't. No, it's that suit of armor. That's the armour.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's armour. There is variations where he has walked randomly.
Well, he walked in the film. Claiming benefits. In his dream, he was.
Yeah. No, he also walked in fucking... Yeah. He also walked after he'd been shot in the back. If you take X-Men 3 and X-Men First Class as the same. But yeah, Xavier's a real good character. He hasn't actually had his own mini-series, but there's plenty I can show you of him. He's a right bastard.
I can just imagine, because, like, having that kind of power, you could literally just, like, shut someone's mind down. Like,
as he does.
You're dead. Oh, he actually does it?
How do you know this?
What has he fucking done?
Do you remember, what was the comic I always said I wanted when I was, like, 14?
I don't know, Digimon.
No, X-Men comic. It was a monumentous event with Magneto.
I don't know. Oh, where he ripped...
Yeah,
where he ripped the Wolverine's finger out.
Yeah. And after that...
And Jean held them together.
Yeah. After that, Xavier's so distraught, he used his powers to turn Magneto into a vegetable.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned it.
I've got it. I've got that copy. It's my most valued comic, and I'll lend it to you.
But why does it do that to everyone? I know
Because
it's anticlimactic in a comic, but...
No, because he doesn't want to. Well, now he probably would. He's evil. Well,
he's evil.
He's not evil, but, you know, he's...
Evil tendencies.
He's like that. He's moral ambiguity. But the whole thing about it is, he could, but, you know, he doesn't want to. He's not evil. He doesn't want to just go boom, you're a vegetable. It was the last resort to do it to Magneto. It's always the last resort. That's how powerful he is. There's so many enemies, he could just go bang, you're dead. That's why he raises the X-Men. He wants them to fight him. He wants them to take them down. Because if he does it, he'll fucking kill everyone. He literally, as you've seen in the films, one lad fought, everyone on the planet's dead.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Him and Magneto, they're the two strongest and always will be. Other than Rogue at one point.
So I showed all the powers, that one.
Yeah, that was fucking amazing, that one. I love that arc. It's only a
Surely Nightcrawler could beat Magneto if he just teleports him into space and fucks off.
No, because Magneto can breathe in space with his magnetism.
He can breathe in space?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he can't breathe in space. What he does is he creates a magnetic field that generates air around him. He flies in space. In that comic we're talking about, where he rags the adamantium out.
Oh, yeah.
He's on planet Asteroid M and he's pulling an asteroid from the asteroid belt into Earth's orbit to circle around the Earth to live on it.
Wow.
It's fucking awesome. Well, me and Rehan did this. If it's uploaded yet, we'll show you. We did 5 DC versus 5 X-Men. And my knowledge of fucking X-Men's powers is insane.
Can you imagine?
Like, Magneto at the moment, because he's so weak, he's very powered down. They've had to find really cool, innovative ways of making him beat opponents. But it just means once he gets his powers back, no one's going to be able to fucking kill him.
Yeah, if you can eat so weak.
A villain called Proteus, who uses psychic energy. And Magneto, in his weakened state, deduces that psychic energy is electromagnetic, and he tears him to shreds from the inside, literally cell by cell.
Wow.
That's how weak he is. He can't just go bang, you're dead. He has to do it cell by cell. But imagine when he's fucking almighty and powerful, just like, fuck off. Proteus, bang, bye-bye. But yeah, Magneto's a great one to get into. There's a horrible book, I wouldn't actually advise reading it, Magneto Testament. And that is about his time in the concentration camps. And it is 99% factual. Real event, real escape. The only thing that wasn't real was him and his girlfriend, Magda. They're the only two things that I put into that story that wasn't real. It's fucking intense. It's not a nice story, but it's a great story at the same time. Yeah,
what happened with that in the films as well? Emma Frost being like one age in one film, then in First Class she's like 30 or 40 or something.
Just by Matthew Vaughn. He's a dick. 1 minute it's like, oh yeah, it is a prequel, and then no, it's a standalone one, and then Bryan Singer comes in to save the day as he always will, fuck, and he says, no, it is a prequel, fuck you, we'll sort the errors out later.
I want to get into Deadpool as well.
No.
Why?
I hate him.
I just think he's funny. He's got a really funny character.
Spider-Man who kills himself, who kills people. That's all he is. He's a Spider-Man that kills people.
But I thought he like really sleazy and cool and shit.
He's Spider-Man. That's all I see when I'm reading. He's cracking jokes like Spider-Man does. He's beating people up, and it's just Spider-Man with a gun. And even though he's laying in a chair with his fucking pint in his hand, doesn't make him any cooler. He's not Wolverine cool. It's Spider-Man trying to be cool when I see him. I don't like the character. It's too dull. I just don't like it. I've never liked him.
Who else do I like? I think Iron Man. Only the movies, I'd say.
Yeah, I actually gave Kieran I'm a comic extremist, and I hated it. The artwork's great, but I'm not an Iron Man fan. I haven't read too much, but things I have read aren't that great. He's good in Ultimates. He's like the film one in Ultimates.
Right, okay. Who else is there?
Captain America.
No.
Never.
God.
I got one. The Winter Soldier. Fucking terrible.
Why is it bad?
Because he's just terrible. I don't like Captain America anyway, but the story is his partner who died in World War I comes back to life. He's been alive all this time. And it's just like, fuck off. It's not a great comic.
Name some heroes that you think I might like.
Alright.
Suggest some.
I'd say X-23 would be a real good one.
Oh, is that one with the...
Female Wolverine.
The ones in her feet?
Yeah. Only because she's got some real
good
stories.
Is it his daughter?
His clone / adopted daughter.
Right, okay.
Now, anyway. Yeah, there's some really cool stories with her. There is... What was that one? I was going to mention one then. Ah, fuck. I had one from the X-Men. No, fuck, I can't think. But, alright, definitely X-23. If you like Wolverine, you'll like her. Probably not Gambit. I'm trying to think from the wider Marvel universe what you might like. I know you got to read The Watchmen. You have to read that. You'll like that. Watchmen's really good. Killing Joke. Got to read The Killing Joke. The second seminal Batman tale. That's an amazing book. You don't need any knowledge other than who Batman is to read that book.
Well, that's pretty good. That'll do me.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some really good ones. There's a good DC one actually if you want to try it. It's called Kingdom Come if you can get it. The story's not too great, but the artwork is fucking beautiful. Alex Ross, who paints everything. He is fucking
paints
gorgeous.
Everything?
Yeah, it's photorealistic.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
It's really, really good. I'm just trying to think of some heroes, like Hulk, I wouldn't touch.
See, the thing with Hulk is like I liked him at first, but like I seen a comic where I don't know if it's like a different universe, but he's in like a desert with like an inbred family or something. They're like hillbillies.
Oh man, that's one of the greatest comics ever made. That's an alternate universe. That's Old Man Logan.
Is it?
Yes. Do not
Right.
look at any more of that. You're reading it when I get my
Right.
PSP
Okay.
back. That is an amazing story. I'm trying to think of some. Magneto's good. X-23's good. Gambit's not half bad if you read the stuff in the 90s. Neither's Rogue. But most of all, once you read the Ultimates, you'll like Wasp. I think you'll like her.
Wasp.
Yeah, we haven't talked about many female ones. Wasp is really good in the Ultimates. In the normal Marvel universe, she's shit, but she's good in the Ultimates. And Thor is brilliant in that, 'cause this isn't a spoiler. There's kind of speculation with Thor, and I don't know the end, and don't look it up on Wiki or anything. They don't know if he is actually Odin's son come from heaven to save us, or he's a mutant with psychiatric problems.
That's pretty cool.
How cool is that? There we go. That's what I like. Thor's not half bad, but I hate Thor when they have his... What's it called? His alter ego. I can't remember his name. He has an alter ego, a human form of Thor.
Right. That does what?
Nothing. He's a doctor. I never knew this. Never knew he had an alter ego. I thought he was just Thor the God of Thunder all the time, which is what he fucking should be.
So what's like Superman?
Kind of.
By day he's fucking a
No,
doctor.
because he's Thor 1 minute and then he turns into this slim, tiny doctor at 1 minute. There's a link, but I don't fucking know how it works. But I hated it when I read it. It's like, I bet half the people who watch Thor don't even know the name of the film, or say they love Thor, don't even know the name of the fucking
Alter ego.
alter ego, yeah. And I know someone who fucking doesn't, but I'll tell you that later. But yeah, Thor in that's pretty good. And there's plenty of, like, all I have to say is just fucking go and read it and tell me what you think. And we'll do this again in 2-3 weeks once you've read a couple.
Yeah,
I'll
hopefully
do
we'll
a
get
few
through
more.
then, at least.
Yeah.
Be good.
And then you tell me what you want to read.
Yeah. You should have a good selection for me anyway.
Swear,
Have a
fucking hell.
nosy free collection.
I'll get you Sex and Violence, so that's one you've got to read for one reason. I'll just go into this. Sex and Violence is the greatest mini story ever done in comics. Simple premise: Wolverine wants to shag Domino.
Oh yeah, you've shown me some of that.
That's amazing. You know, such a simple premise. It's one of the most beautiful comics in artwork. It's funny as fuck, and it's one of the most violent. All in one go. Sex and Violence. That's all it is.
I like Domino as well.
Domino's
Just because
awesome.
of her power.
Look,
It's so simple, but like you said, like people they put her on like teams just so they win missions
Yeah.
and stuff. That's a cool idea. That and when she gets shot,
yeah,
it
never
misses
hits
like vital points. It's really clever. That I like how they do
nice
stuff
power.
like
And then obviously you've got in the X-Force, you've got Archangel, Angel
that. Oh
basically.
yeah, okay.
X-23, Wolverine.
Does Angel get like? I don't know if it's. Oh, I've seen this. Does he get like cyborg wings or something?
Yeah.
At one point
He was originally Angel, as you know, in X-Men.
with his chicken wings.
Yeah, with chicken wings. And then Apocalypse made him into a horseman in the 80s. And that was Archangel with the metal wings.
Right.
And he left comics for a while, didn't really do any new stories with him after that when he became good again. And nowadays he can switch between Archangel and Angel. So when he's on X-Force, he's Archangel all the time. And he's actually a pretty cool character. But when he's Angel, he's shit.
Yeah, Apocalypse is one of what I'll have because he seems like the true.
You know the last
Bad
time
guy.
Apocalypse appeared?
Didn't you like destroy everything? or
5
something?
years ago. In our time.
Seriously?
It was the Messiah, one of the Messiah complex storylines.
Or was it left on a cliffhanger as well, or just he just left?
He just leaves.
He said it just pops up and just like causes havoc.
Fucks everything up and leave. How the Joker should be. But they
Right.
fuck the Joker up.
That's how the Joker is, wasn't it? The
You
original
know,
Joker.
the Joker, they'll nowadays, they've given him a rest of about a year. But
Well,
Joker needs to be a guy who comes in, fucks shit up, leaves, and then you don't see him for fucking ages. Because then he's not overexposed.
Well, he did that when he told me like the other day when Batman died. He just stayed in Arkham watching TV or something, and
Yeah.
then when
But that's
Came back.
not. I'm talking about our time. I'm not talking about their time. That the Dark
Right,
Knight
yeah,
Returns.
okay,
That's in
yeah.
one book where he stays dormant. But in our time, they're always dragging him out because fans love Heath Ledger, I guess. But yeah, he's one of them enemies you can't overexpose him. You can't do too many stories about because people get tired of him. That's the one good thing about Apocalypse. I don't know everything about Apocalypse because he's in very few stories. He just pops up, fucks it up, and leaves.
Do you find out about like background and stuff?
You
Like,
know
what actually is he human or?
He's the first ever mutant. Number 1.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
He was born in Egypt.
And it's something like Finger. You understand the technology or something like that.
That was his original mutant power. He could understand an alien shuttle came to Earth, and his advanced mutant power was he could understand what that technology was. So he grips this machine, and he knows everything about technology, how to make himself immortal, how to get stronger.
So that's what his suit is.
All his own making.
Wow.
That's a great power. It's just technological understanding.
What-
From that, he's got super strength, super speed. He unlocked the mysteries of everything.
So it's pretty much like a god.
He is a god. He's nigh unkillable. The only one who'd have a chance against him is Wolverine. Nowadays,
can't Xavier just like shut him down? His head.
And he thought he's strong as a telepath than Xavier.
Bloody hell.
You got to remember, he understands everything. He's been alive that long. He knows how to fuck anything in, and it's really good because the ways they beat him, they never beat him physically. You never see anyone fucking him in. It's always they have to do something heroic, sacrifice themselves. It's always epic when they do it.
Right.
He's a really cool enemy for that because you don't really know. Even I don't know too much about him. But when he comes back, you're like, oh fuck, he's gonna do something bad. And the last time he came, not the last time he was in it. He was in X-Force a couple of years ago. I said about 5 years ago he was in X-Force. But before that, when he came back, he was in like 4 comics, just 4. Turned Gambit into a Horseman of the Apocalypse and left.
What do you mean turn into a horseman in the apocalypse? Turn him bad on his side? More just takes him and goes?
No, just turned him and left Gambit there.
So they're all fighting Gambit then?
To rain havoc. It's the way he does things. Like he'll pop up, do something insignificant, like turn Gambit into a horseman, and that leads up to Messiah Complex.
What happened when they changed? What did it turn into? Like physically?
It depends. Wolverine didn't change too much when he got turned into a horseman. He was just Wolverine in horseman gear. But Archangel, blue skin, long hair. Type it in it now. I'm typing Remy Horseman. Oh, right. Gambit Horseman.
Okay, one sec. Oh god, keyboard.
Yeah, you should say it.
Gambit Horse.
Let's have a look.
That.
Nope. Let's have a look. There's got.
Is that Archangel? Oh.
Yeah, that one's Archangel.
With the blue wings.
There he is. That one. That's a good picture of him.
Whoa, what is it?
There's a horseman.
Jesus Christ.
That's what he does. He's deaf.
I've got to check it for Wolverine.
This isn't good.
Okay. That.
Let's have a look. Let's see right. I can't see it.
No, that's Alligator.
No, that's not it.
I can't see anything different.
No, I can't. Let's have a look.
Is that it?
Yeah, basically. It's a fan art,
armor.
but yeah, it's like that. He's just got armour on,
And
and a cape. He did have like a turban wrapping his face up, and then it came off and you realised it was Wolverine.
Right.
Alright, I think we've got enough for Frackit today. That was a fucking good show.
Yeah, that was
so
pretty
next
good.
time when we come back, hope I'll be speaking a lot more and telling me what he thinks of the comics and what he's doing now. Alright, that's all for today.
See you later.